Hey guys, hey, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, my brows are already done. So today is brow tutorial on how to achieve this very beautiful brow. So do not go anywhere, stay tuned as I walk you through how to achieve this very beautiful, lovely, natural looking brows. Primer from L'Oreal, this foundation from Dior, foundation as well, pressed powder. This is True Match from L'Oreal as well. FBH concealer palette. It's really actually very nice. I'm going to be using this fluffy brush to pat in the foundation on my eyebrows, and then I'm also going to be using this David's brow pencil. This is what I'm going to be using, the brow gel. The first thing you might want to do when drawing your brows, you might want to put your brows in place. So obviously you're going to be needing a spoolie brush for that, so I'm going to be using this one. Yeah, so first things first, you have to just arrange your brows like so, and then if your brows are overgrown, you need to pluck them. So like you can see, I had already plucked my brows from both the top and the bottom and the top. To put your brows in order like so. The second step is for you to take the primer, just a little bit of primer, put it in the tips of your finger and just go over the brows like that. Now the reason why you're doing this is so that your brows will last throughout the day, essentially the whole day. And do not also forget to always have wipes with you, because you will definitely need wipes to be cleaning in between the process as you go along. We'll be needing our beauty blender. So what you need to do is just soak your beauty blender in, just make it wet, not like super wet, just make it damp. Put it in water and make sure it's damp. So this is for you to pat the foundation into your brows. So I'm going to be going in with my foundation. This is what I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be taking a little, just very tiny bit like that. I like this foundation because it is water based, it is not cakey at all, so it still gives you your normal skin. Like taking a little bit of the foundation, yeah, and then pat it into my brows. Now the reason why we're doing this is because we want our brows to be as natural as possible. So you can see that my brows are already fading out. I'll also quickly do that this side. So once you're satisfied with the blending, yeah, the next part or the next step is for you to go in with your powder. Now the reason why you're using your powder is just so you can keep your brows really dry. So I'm going to be going in with like the brush. As you can see, it's already very dry, like you can really see. And then do that again on this other side of the brow. So again, once you're satisfied with the blending, go back in with your spoolie and put your brows in place, because obviously after all the process of applying the foundation and the powder, the brows must have gone astray. So you have to sort of put all your brows together like so. Now this is the most important step in my this brow tutorial. So make sure the brow pencil that you're using is very sharp. So whether it is sharp or not, I would always, you know, go in with making sure it is super sharp, like so. And then to the important part of this video now, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the perfect brow with the ABC method, just the 3-point method, that's how I call it. So before you start drawing your brows, there are some certain areas of your face, right, that you take measurement. This is very critical. It's not hard at all. Once you master this step, it is very easy for you to do your brows in less than 5 minutes, right? Because they used to say that the, for every good makeup, it is on the brows. So what I usually do is I start taking my measurements from here. So your brows should start from the this part of the nose, so just take the measurement like that. So use brow pencil and just place it like that from here, move forward, and then this is where your brows should start, right? So what I usually do is I put a dot. You can see, right, I put a dot there. That's point A, or that's the first point, which is A. I call it A. Then the second point is where you want your arc to be, where exactly where you want your arc to be. So again, on the same place where you placed the pencil in the first to get this dot, you also place it there, but this time around you go in an angular direction. So you go like that, right, and then that is where your arc should be, and then you put a dot there. Oops, sorry. So I can still see the dot, so I'll just magnify it a little bit. There you go. And then where your brows are meant to end, now not here anymore, so by the end of your nose, so just place your brush there. You can see what I'm doing here, and then you put a dot there, and then you magnify it a little bit. So you've gotten your ABC point. So you've got point A, B, and C. So all you need to do is link these dots together. It is very easy and very simple. So with light strokes, yeah. Now before you start stroking, also just for clarity purposes, this dot here, you just trace and put another dot below, and then from here again you put another dot below, and then you don't put any other dots. So just like that, and just this one has just one, this side has one dot. So all you need to do is just link these lines all together. So lightly, very lightly, because the tip of your pencil is very sharp. So lightly start stroking. So once you're getting towards the second dot, you start making the arc, right? And then you come down to meet the last point. And then that's what you do here. And then you go down to make up the last point. So you can see that my brows are neatly outlined in a very beautiful line. You can see. So what you need to do is go back in with the pencil, but this time around you need to sharpen it again, just to make sure that your brows are not too heavy. It is very sharp right now, as you can see. So all I need to do is just go in with little strokes into just fill my brows lightly. So what I usually do is I start from here and give little strokes. And then from there, just fill up your brows as you go along. So you do the same thing on this side of the face. So again, make sure that your pencil is very sharp. The measurement again, so point A. Again, from there you go over this way like an angle, right? That is point B, and then the last point is point here. Point C. And then all you need to do is trace the dots from here, put a dot there, and then there. So this one, remember, doesn't have to have any other dot because you're linking all of the dots to here. This is where your brows are meant to end. Do not exceed, do not go shorter. Or another method is, if you think here is difficult for you to get right, you just follow where the tip of your eyelid, where your eyelids are ending, right? This is another method as well, which is just for you to get this part of the brows. So just follow where your the tip of your eyelid is ending. Just go there and put a dot. You see, it's very easy. It's still the same thing, and it will give you the same point. So all you need to do is trace these lines together, and there you have it. Once you get to the point B, make an arc. Do not forget to always make an arc when you get to point B. And you go down to make the last point. Same thing. And then remember to always sharpen the pencil whenever you want to go in to fill your brows. Make sure that your pencil is super sharp like that. Make sure it's super sharp. And then you go in by putting little strokes like that. That is achieved, you need to go back with your spoolie brush and brushing off the beginning of your brows because you don't want to see harsh lines. So even if you're not able to do this, in the later part of the video I will also show you how to clear it out. So once that is done, the next part is for us to highlight the brows. This is the most important and fun part of this makeup, is to highlight the brows. So what we're going to be doing right now is for us to use our angle brush and concealer. So I'm going to be using the concealer palette, this one, like I showed you before. So first off, you're going to start with a darker shade, like not necessarily a dark shade, the exact same shade of your skin. That's what you're going to be using. So normally I go in with my skin in shade, so I start highlighting from the beginning part of the brow. So I go in like so. Now make sure that the concealer is not too much, because if it's too much you leave those very harsh lines. And then again, the reason why you're using your exact shade of concealer is so that it blends into your skin and your brows will appear to be as natural as possible. So once you're like midway into the brows like that, you're now going with one shade lighter than your skin, just one shade lighter than your skin. So I'm going to be using a lighter shade to conclude my brows. So you can see that this concealer is just a bit lighter than this one. So once you've highlighted it nicely, take a little bit of concealer and then go back in and blend out the harsh lines. And then also go with your blending brush and then go back in and blend. The residue of the concealer should come towards your eye crease, and if you've still got more, you can bring it all the way to your eyelid. This might also serve as an eyeshadow base. Right, so once you're satisfied with what you've done so far, you do the same thing on the other side of the brow. Again, your exact same concealer shade at the beginning of the brows, just like this. Now, do not forget, midway to the brow line, you're going with a lighter shade to finish off your brows. Use your blending brush and go in and blend everything to your crease, your eye crease, and also your eyelid. Like I said, this might also serve as your eyeshadow base. So now once this is done, there are two ways to doing the top part of the brows. You can either use your foundation shade to work on the top of the brows, or you can also use concealer. Now the reason why I prefer to go in with my foundation is so that I do not have excess product on my face, because obviously when you blend or when you use concealer to highlight the upper part of the brows, you might tend to also go in with foundation. At the end of the day, you're going to be having too many products on your face, so I prefer to always use my foundation shade and work around my eye area, like the upper side of my brows. That way I know that I can just literally take it up to my forehead and around my contour area. I usually leave it once I'm ready to apply foundation, but for the purpose of this tutorial, because I'm showing you guys how to achieve a perfect brow, I'm going to use the foundation just to finish up the look, so you see how it looks. So for the top part of the brows, I'm going to be going in with this foundation from Dior. I'll just take a little bit like so, and still going with my angle brush. Now you can see how natural looking the brows are on the top part. That way you don't have anything showing like you use concealer. And again, I also like the perfect finish. So I just like going in to clean my brows to make sure it's neat and perfect. So once that is done, again, always clean your blending brush, so you don't take products that are not meant to be and then you put the products there. So again, I will use my blending brush, take the foundation rather on my palm like so, on my hand, and then go in and blend. and then you can sort of take the product around your eye area. Don't forget to finish up with using your beauty blender to blend. Now the reason why I had to use the blending brush is so that I don't go and, you know, mess up my brows or clean it up. Again, we're going to do the same process on the side of the brow, just in case you need to see what I did. Before I start highlighting, I go in like so. So I measure it, use my hand to measure it to know where to start highlighting or putting in my foundation on my upper part of the brows. I like holding my brush like this so that it gives me enough view to see what I'm doing. There you go. Again, do not forget to use your brush. That way you have enough space to sort of spread the foundation around the forehead or the areas of the brows before you go in with your beauty blender. Yeah, just up and up. So once you're satisfied with your brows, you finish up the look by using the brow gel, this one. So I'm going to be using this part of the brow gel because it's a bit lighter. And then just go in and pick out your brows. And there you have it.